Welcome to the Good Pod, where today we're talking about The Good Wife, Season 5, Episode 9, Wack-a-Mole. I am one of your hosts, Jason Reed, a.k.a. Booger Snatcher, with my co-host, Marissa Garza, a.k.a. the Cocoon Coaster.
Hi,
Marissa, Cocoon Coaster, you good?
Yes, I'm good. How are you good?
I'm good.
Good. This is because I'm so excited, everyone, because we're talking about the movie Cocoon before this.
Yeah.
Jason had no concept of the
No
movie
idea.
Cocoon. And if you don't, you should Google it. But yes, I love the movie Cocoon.
Yeah, so much so that you made it your username on Scabbit.
Yeah, on Scabbit. You know, the place I hang out so much.
Which is definitely not Reddit at all.
No, definitely. No. It definitely it's longer and has different letters.
Yes, of course. Yes, here we are. Listen, we got an important episode. A new lawyer has entered the mix.
Ooh.
That we're going to talk about. But before we get too deep into it, let me remind you of some free and easy ways you can support this podcast. You can do that by liking, rating, reviewing, wherever it is that you are watching and are listening. It helps us get into the eyes and ears of more people that would be interested in this type of content, that are into the good wife, into the good verse. I think they like to hear us yucking it up about these episodes. Like, rate, subscribe, review, wherever you're listening, there's something you can do for us to help us out. And it's free and it's easy in all respects. If you just want to ask us about the show, just talk to us about the show, you can also do that.
Or the movie Cocoon.
Or if you want to give your thoughts on the movie Cocoon, you can do that on the goodpodfeedback@gmail.com. And hey, if you like us so much, if you're like these guys, these two really got something here, I want to make sure I support them to the utmost. You can do that by going to buymeacoffee.com/goodpod and donating sums large and small. If you do that, I'm like Will. I'm taking charge,
yes.
making
Welcome
decisions.
to communist Russia. Yes.
I have decided to start awarding pimp points to anyone that likes, rates, reviews.
Bye. Wrong. I will be editing
pimp points
out. Bye.
You donate any amount of money.
Five pimp
points per dollar to you if you donate. If you like, rate, subscribe, and you give us proof, you get 50 pimp points.
No.
Okay.
No. I was gonna say, if you buy us a coffee, Jason and I were talking about future podcasts we could be doing, more content. You might have a say in that. I don't think we need. I
think pimp points. Pimp points is like way better. I think. If you get enough pimp points, you can maybe like get a good pod jacket. You can get
a hat,
a good pod refrigerator magnet. You never know what kind of merch you're going to come up with. Remember that, Marissa? Remember collecting bottle tops from like Pepsi products and trying to get a Pepsi jacket or whatever kind of jacket it was.
Yeah, I also remember them not being called pimp points.
What's in a name? What's in a name?
A lot.
God, 90s Jason was always ready to get a free Pepsi when he like cracked open that box. Like, come on, free Pepsi,
okay.
free Pepsi.
But were you more like that, or I was into the Snapples trivia? That was.
I don't get anything from the Snapple trivia except for useless trivia.
Facts. Yeah.
I can use the
trivia could win you more money at trivia.
Yeah. I could use a free soda instead of more useless information and a leg up on trivia night. Because especially since at that time my dollars were controlled, my purchasing was controlled by my mother, and like if I got a free soda, I could utilize that at any point. I didn't need my mother for that.
Like, I'm gonna get this whether you like it or not.
Bam. I would never say that, because then bam would happen in another different way. Never use that tone of voice, my mother, ever.
Also, Jason's mom, I'll buy you a Pepsi because just
mom, hey, you get some pimp points.
Oh my god.
Okay, now that the pimp point verification has been let out there, get your pimp points now while Marissa is not able to take them off of the site or whatever. Let's get to the episode, Marissa.
That sounds like a great idea. Yeah, Jason. So yeah, this is called Wack-a-Mole. Not as though it could be more fun if it was Wack-a-Mole, but it is not.
Oh. Whack-a-Mole, I don't think I've played Whack-a-Mole a few times in my life, and it's never gone well. I don't have the hand-eye coordination for it. I learned that.
Okay, but it's not. Skee ball's my jam. That's the one that I go to. So we are here again with Fa and Lug. LG and Fa. FA. Florrick Agos, they both need money. So over on the Florrick Agos side, they're like, hey, we need more money. We need clients. Alicia's kind of just like, this is the situation we're in. Like, what are we going to do about it? Everyone else is chit chat. Robin, now part of the team, feeling really confident, says, why don't we throw a Christmas party? Because we didn't really like throw something out. So I guess we're in Christmas time. There's no snow on the ground or anything. Sure. And then while this is all happening, there's a phone call from a man named Saeed. And they're like, you will know who this is, Alicia. This is someone that knows you. And I was like, who is this?
Yeah, I legit was like, is this just someone we forgot from a previous episode that we should remember? Because when we saw him, I was like, I don't remember this man. But I looked into it, and Haz Sleeman, who is the actor, has only going to appear in this one episode. Has only ever appeared in this one episode. So I was like, oh, okay. I guess it's just a way to get him into the show. It's like, hey, you know this person. I was like, okay. I feel like we could have gone through our Rolodex and found someone that's actually been on the show before.
I mean, and also, like, I guess, Alicia, I guess it's okay to have like other friends. Like, I guess it's fine to have like clients that we don't know about, but
is it like I feel like we should like you shouldn't have any other, like, Alicia and Co have never tried cases other than what we've seen in my
exactly exactly it's a little weird. So at Saeed's house, the FBI is there asking him questions about a colleague of his. He's a professor, a colleague of his that wants to go into the CIA or something like that. So he's getting vetted. But Saeed's like, hey, Alicia, it's kind of weird that the FBI is here at my house. And she's like, say no more. I'm going to come over. I'm going to bring Robin as a witness. That's what's going on at the Florrick Agos side, at the LG side of things, because that's really impressing the people. All the partners are like, we need to get clients back. We need litigators because all of our peeps left. And Will here, like, Will has no chill. He's just like, I'm going to take charge. I'm going to do this stuff. We can do both at the same time. We can go get clients. David Lee, I think you're the perfect person to head up a retain your clients campaign. And then also we're going to try and get new people to join the team.
Yeah. And, because Will again is just like, he's taking charge. He's like, take no prisoners mentality. Like, all right, what should we focus on first? Getting our clients back or hiring more lawyers? Was like, do it all. Was like, do all of it. All of it can be done now. Why not?
I really don't enjoy this heel turn of his. Like, I know it's not a true heel turn, but it is definitely like a version of him that I am just like,
he's just skiing on those mountains. He's just skiing the slopes. He don't care who's in his way. He's just gonna keep on skiing and make this firm the best it can ever be.
So out of it, because this is like a status meeting, going around doing all this stuff. He sees this lady who ends up being like a recruiter to bring him people. Sees this lady, and he leaves the status meeting to Howard.
Howard, take over. Like, it just shows how it also shows how little that he cares about this particular meeting. He's just like, whatever, just let Howard do it. I don't care anything y'all are saying. I'm doing whatever I want. Exactly. I don't care so much about y'all's little petty problems. I'm gonna let Howard take over the meeting.
Exactly. So the recruiter comes in and she's like, well, what about this person? What about this woman? Black woman? What about this white woman? No, we can't have this person. No. But what about this guy who works for the mob? Sure.
I mean, because Will is in this mindset of like, we got to be different. We got to be the best.
Yeah, he says, like, specifically, we are not who we were 2 months ago. Anything that was like out of line then is in line now. And Diane's sitting there going, is it?
Say what? Say what? Diane is trying really hard to let Will work out his issues. Like, She knows Will's going through it, right? She knows he and Alicia had a thing, right? Like she's like, I'm gonna let you, I'm trying to be as hands off as I can be, like, and let you work out your issues. But now it's getting to a point where you're like, you're just being reckless now.
Yeah, it's dangerous. All we know about Damien Boyle at this point is that he does not like to have his picture taken. He does not do any pro bono clients. He's looking for like a legitimate home. He's just like this rogue lawyer at this point without a firm, and he represents a lot of clients in jail. So this is like Will is just like, yeah, this is so out of our box, or out of our comfort zone. This is something we need to do.
And Kalinda is here for some reason. I guess
you sit on the table, Jason.
You just she's sitting on the table, which is like okay, cool. And she hears about Damien, and she tries to give Will the silent nod, like, you don't want to do this. He's like, no, I'm doing it. I'm definitely doing it.
Yeah, both her and Diane were like, just because, no, let's not. But he is very, very focused on. And
Diane tells him, like, listen, Will, just because no one else wants this guy does not mean we need to have him. Like, because it just feels like Will is just trying. Will's throwing stuff at the wall. He's trying to be a maverick of the law set. He's like, I want to get all the bad boys, all the aggressive people in here, because this is a new day at LG. Okay, we are aggressive. We do all the things that no one thinks we should do. We're the bad boys of law. Just like, okay, that's great and everything until we end up arrested for something that lawyers do. Right? Yeah,
exactly. So Alicia shows up at Saeed's house, and basically the FBI is trying to confirm that Saeed was in Milwaukee on the day that there was an explosion at the public market, like at the fair or something, some food public festival, event. I think they called it. That's what it is, food festival. And Alicia's like, I'm just here as like a lawyer, and also like Robin's here, and I think like Robin's like, I need to record this for my notes because I'm just such a terrible note taker, and the FBI is 100% suspicious. And Alicia's like, I don't understand why you're doing all of this because of my client's colleague. It's like, oh, about that. Here's a warrant for everything in this house, basically. And this gets Alicia to say, okay, Saeed, go outside. We will be talking about this later. Is there anything I need to know? And when she goes, there's like, no, I was never there. I was in the hotel the whole time. Well, is there anything on your computer that they might find? And he's like, well, my book was about jihad, but not like violent jihad, but like spiritual jihad. So, but also like white people can't tell the difference, and they're just going to see jihad.
Very much so. It's like, it's not jihad with a capital J. It's jihad with like a lowercase j. Like not like, you wouldn't put an exclamation point after this jihad. You would just like, it's just a jihad. It's like jihad. It's jihad. Like, it's
like the
low
soft,
key. It's
the
real low key,
softer one. Yeah. I do podcaster voice.
Yeah. I do want to note Agent Norwich, who they don't actually like name him in the episode, which they like to do a lot. This guy is Joseph Sikora, who at the time of this episode was not well known, but he's well known in certain circles. I'll just say that. He is a big presence on the show Power. That is a show run by 50 Cent himself. It's big in certain communities. I'll just leave it there.
Hey, you want to learn more about cultures? Talk to your friends about what TV shows they watch. That's all I'm saying. I learn a lot.
The man Tommy Egan, he's a big part of that show. He's got a spinoff show that's out now.
Oh my gosh,
he's a big part of it. So I was like, oh, it's that guy. Like I don't actually watch Power, but I know enough about Power to see this guy. Like, oh, it's Tommy. Like, I don't know. I'm just like, he's so out there. It's just like, oh, that's Tommy. I know who Tommy is. I never watched the show, but I know enough about it to know that's Tommy.
He definitely was on a power trip.
Power trip.
During this.
And I love this. He's just like, yeah, just some quick questions. Where are you at this exact date and time? It's like, oh, you're fishing for something else here. I feel.
I know, she's like, oh, you mean the exact date and time where the bombing happened? Oh, I think you're right.
Is that so? Yeah. Oh my gosh! Now that you mention it,
yeah,
Yeah, definitely. And could you give us your like exact whereabouts at that time and date for no reason at all?
Yeah.
It's real smooth, real smooth.
So Will goes to court to see Damien Boyle. Let us discuss before we get into this scene a little bit, like the reveal of this man, Damien. So at first I thought that he was the lawyer that was like arguing with the judge. But then they decided to like introduce the audience to Damien by just like showing his back. And this is like, I was like, oh my God, who's gonna be? Who is this guy? Like, you know what I mean? Like actor wise, I was like, oh, who is this? What's happening? Who is this guy? And then he doesn't stand up, and then he gets called to stand up, and then he delivers this entire speech about rights to the judge and all of the stuff. And he's like in front of the seal. He's like, we're in the United States of America, and I'm not gonna let anyone take away your rights. I was like, are you running for president? What's going on? It was a big, and in the back, like Will is just like eating it all up. He's like, yeah, that's my guy. That's what's gonna happen. I don't know. What were your takes on this?
You would think this was like George Clooney or something. It's
yes,
like
exactly.
we're seeing him from behind, and like he's gonna turn around. It's gonna be this like super famous actor that's doing a guest starring role on The Good Wife. It's like, no, it's Jason O'Mara. It's like I mean, Jason O'Mara is cool and everything, but he's not like behind the back, like looking like just to see when he's going to turn around. It's like, oh my God, it's that guy. Either that or it's like, have we seen this person before? Is he under a new alias? What is this? He's like, nope, it's just Jason O'Mara, who is you know, he's famous in his own right. He's done a lot. Life on Mars, which was a very like really kitschy show. It was like a time travel show.
Yes.
Very short-lived, but it was, from what I remember of it, was a good show.
It also is based off of a British show, which is also good, of the same title. But continue.
There you go. Also Terra Nova, which he was the star of, which I remember was like, I feel like did they go to another planet, or was this another time travel? It was something to do with they were in a space with dinosaurs. Like I forgot whether it was time travel or they made a new civilization. I forgot what it was. I watched it. It was a good show. It was decent. It lasted for like a season.
Oh, now that you mentioned New Civilization, I know what the show is.
It was back when those shows were like extremely popular. For what I know him best from, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. That was a show I loved and watched. He was a later season edition, which he wasn't like a big part of it, but he was definitely around. And then, which I didn't even realize, and I looked him up on IMDb here, he is the voice of Batman in several of the more recent animated DC projects. I was like, oh yeah, that guy. He definitely sounds like the Batman guy. I mean, of course, he puts on a American accent when he does Batman. But yeah, so Jason O'Mara's here, but the way they revealed him was like, who's this gonna be? Like, why are we watching the back of his head this whole time? He's gonna turn around and be like some super famous guy. It's like, no, okay. I don't know why we need to do the reveal that way. But Will is like really like he's creaming his jeans because he's like, oh, this guy. He obviously gets under people's skin.
And
like that's what I'm looking for.
He's challenging the judge.
Yeah,
like
he's got this other lawyer like screaming and crying about the case. He's so mad at this guy. That's the guy I need on my team.
And he's also like, I'm just like him. You know what I mean? Like he's one of me. Like we're the same.
A fellow maverick, a fellow tough guy.
So Alicia has left Saeed's house and goes to quash the warrant in jail, or in court, not in jail. And she's arguing, and there's no lawyer for. No, at this point, she's arguing to quash the warrant. The FBI guy is there. Alicia's like, look, Saeed was not there. Saeed was in this hotel room. And the FBI is like, basically like Sandra and Survivor, like, I don't know about that. And she was like, here's this picture of him from the scene by a trash can. And basically, like the bomb was in a trash can. So therefore, this very blurry picture of this brown man means that Saeed was there. And that's all they have to prove at this point. They don't have to prove that he actually planted the bomb. They just need to cause suspicion.
When you said he's going to do a catchphrase from Sandra, I thought he's going to be like, he's going to like smack the photo down and says, "Queen stays queen."
That too.
That's a Survivor. That's a Survivor joke for those that don't know the context.
After leaving the courtroom, seeing Damien in action, Will embarrasses me.
Will's hot and bothered.
Will embarrasses me. He walks into but obviously it's an Irish pub because
it's a pub.
Because Damien is Irish, and he's like, "Hey, Will Gardner from LG."
Are you here to sell me a TV? Like, I have an LG TV at my house. Is that what you're talking about?
Like, oh yeah, Florrick Gardner. Who? What? And he's definitely playing like the I'm as cool as he orders a Guinness, but calls it a black. He doesn't call it, like he doesn't. He's like, I know you. I'm one of you. And basically, what Damien says to him is like, look, if you're looking to hire me, I got these friends that I'm going to defend no matter what. And Will's like, do they have money? Because if they got money, we got no problems.
And Will's just backing him and his law firm into so many problems by doing this. Like, ugh, my guy. Do they have money? I don't care. Like, you should care because you might go to jail because of it. You jerk.
Yeah, I know. And I'm just like, you don't even know this guy. He hasn't even been vetted by Kalinda, which, she's going to find something. Mm-hmm. But at this point, he thinks, okay, fine. So Damien's going to think about it. Back at, I know we're going back and forth, but these two do converge at some point. So stick with me. So back at Florrick Agos, Saeed is like, that's not a photo. Like, that's not me. I was not there. And Robin's like, upon further investigation, aka internet sleuthing, I found out that this photo was from Reddit. I mean, Get It, a website that has a whole entire thread about this, and basically everyone on the internet thinks that Saeed did it.
Yeah, they're showing so many different like angles and photos. Like, it's this guy, and this was his accomplice of, and it's such a perfect encapsulation of internet culture as people take something and blow it way out of proportion, and groupthink sets in and all that stuff. It's a perfect like version of what happens in real life.
Yes, it's so good. Also, I picked up another like motif of the good verse.
Okay.
Violins.
Okay.
Anytime there's violins, they're showing you something on the screen to show you how something is working.
Yeah, like, and then it jumps a lot to different photos. Like, it's like,
yeah. And they're saying so much without saying anything but violins. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, it's like, pay attention. This is how things get out of control. Let me show you. Picture thing. And it's like, it's a commentary and also a plot point at the same time.
Yeah, it's really frenetic. It's just like, it's, oh my God, somebody's happening on the screen right now. Yeah. It's like, yes. Like props to the music producer. On
yes, and also pay attention to violence in the good fight. Anyway, Cary is like, okay, listen, here's a play we have. Basically, he's not very like confident in it, but he's like, we could sue Scadet to take the thread down. Like, that's a play. That's the play we have. Alicia's like, okay, fine.
Sure, why not?
Back at LG, the partners, none too happy about having Damien on the team. They're like, this guy works for the mob. Diane is really, like you said, walking that line of like trying to reel Will in and also letting Will kind of get some of this energy out, because Will is like, what? We needed someone, and if he wasn't gonna get hired, he was gonna get scooped up. And Diane's like, no, that's not what the recruiter said. That's not what's happening. And Damien is already like Damiening around, but he's flirting with the assistant. He's, doing all this stuff. Diane confronts Will and is like, listen, I'm with you, but also I'm not with you, because this is a decision that could have used some arguing. Like, you have made this decision on your own, and now we're all going to have to pay for it.
Yeah, Will's like, we don't have the luxury to be in a deadlocked government, Diane. He's like, what would have happened? Would have taken a vote. It would have been, it would have been a tie, and we would have spent the next 5 months figuring this thing out. It's like, oh my God, Will.
Speaking about embarrassing me, he sounds a little orange to me, if you know what I mean.
Yes,
You know,
making unilateral decisions without any checks or balances.
yeah.
Well, sounds reminiscent.
No, not a fan. Not a fan of that style of leadership.
Yeah, a certain Cheeto dusted
Yes.
complexion of a person out there.
Yes. I don't know who that would be, but yeah, you know what I mean. So Diane walks into her office and David Lee is sitting in the corner.
Well, not before. As Diane walks out of the meeting with Will,
yes,
and crosses paths with Damien, she shoulder checks Damien. It's like, what's up, bro? Come at me. What? Like Diane, gangster. Okay.
I loved it because she had to have some response to this whole thing, and she like went directly to Damien.
It's like, hey, bro, watch your back. I'm coming for you. Like, damn.
So Diane walks in. David is like, I'm not happy. Like, Will is doing this. What the heck is going on? I have 2/3 of the partners ready to dump him. And Diane is like, who? Will? It's like, no, Damien. So now she's like, okay, well, let's see if we can get this vote off to get rid of Damien.
I like that Diane has been so conditioned that everyone is ready to backstab everyone else and to vote out people. She's like, who will? Yeah. We're about to do the Civil War thing again? It's like, no.
Well, and she even calls out to David. She's like, you wanted me gone a month ago. And David's like, that was a month ago.
And it was like a month and some other days ago because last episode was a month.
Yeah, that's right.
Remember that,
that's
Diane?
Right. That's right. That's right. So Alicia is in court in front of the judge whose actor's name I'm only going to say once, Jeffrey Tambor.
Judge Kluger. He's Judge Kluger. Is
Judge Kluger. And she's looking to seek an injunction on SCADA, basically, like trying to get this thread taken down. And there's the aura vibe with Judge Kluger. It's like, oh, so nice to see you. How didn't you just like basically like, aren't you legal single? Like, he's like, aren't you like going out on your own? Like, what? Oh, so nice. It's weird.
Yeah, it's an odd vibe. It's just like, oh, hey, you're on your own now, huh? She's like, yes, I am. Thank you for asking.
But also, can we get rid of this thread, please? Thank you. Mm-hmm. Back at LG, the client retention working group is meeting, and they're voting on whether they should negotiate with Florrick Agos about chum hum business because something is happening. Damien is not paying attention. He's eating his snacks, doing all this stuff. But then Diane's like, hey, what do you think? And Damien's like, oh, the people who stole clients from you want to negotiate with them? No, that's not how I do things. And I've apparently been here 45 minutes. So here's what I'm going to do is I'm going to get Howard, the guy from the hallway, and the assistant lady I was flirting with, and we're going out for lunch. Which really
we bring Howard along.
Something else.
Yeah, we bring Howard along. It's going to be a fun time. It's going to be a fun and possibly illegal time.
Yeah, because he's like, take out jackets off, roll up your sleeves. He gets there and he basically walks into Florrick Agos like he is like the furniture company, and they start taking all of the furniture and all of the lamps and everything away from Florrick Agos. And this also gives Damien an opportunity to kind of spy, some snooping to see what they're up to. And he does see the lawsuit for Scadit on her desk and also a pin that says #1 mom. So he goes in there, does his thing. Cary, Alicia, and Robin are coming back from court, and Robin's like, of course, another threat is going to pop up. It's like, this is where the Wack-a-Mole comes into play. Like, they take one down and it pops up. And they're welcomed back to a very empty office. I don't know how they moved all of this stuff and where they did it, but it's all gone.
Yeah, they get a truck. Where is the furniture? It was much of a you don't need to see how they did it. It's funny enough that they did it. Okay, don't worry about the particulars. Jason and Marissa, geez, just have some fun. But it's like, yeah, I love when they just walk in and like just all laptops on the floor, all the papers on the floor because they took all of their furniture. And this poor sweet receptionist who hopefully was fired because, first of all, how are you going to let people in suits? Yes, they got rid of the jackets, but they're all in slacks and dress shirts. Just come and be like, yeah, we're the furniture people, and just let them take your furniture.
Yeah, and like with no credentials or like a work order, or maybe you call them Cary or Alicia and say, "Hey, is this supposed to be happening?" Yeah, not great. And hopefully it wasn't her first day. Back in court, Alicia is there to argue about the thread situation. And she's like, and there's no lawyers for Scadit. Like, so obviously they don't care about this. And while this is happening, Judge is like, so how's it going? Just how's it going being starting a new firm? Oh yeah, I remember that. And Alicia's like, well, yeah, okay, yeah, but also we have no lawyer for the other side. And he's like, no, just kidding. They just got representation, and it's none other than Will Gardner and Damien Burke representing Scadit for LG.
LG. I love Judge Kluger. He's just like, oh, wait a minute, like you guys used to work together. Like this is gonna be weird, right? This is gonna be fun. I was like, I love how he calls out the weirdness, the awkwardness.
Yes. However, did you also notice, or maybe I just was noticing, they were definitely in the game on type of vibes. Not in game on, I'm gonna kill you, but I think it was like, oh hey, I like this. Like,
well, I think Will came in with that attitude. Alicia's more like shocked. I'm like, oh,
yes,
that's true.
Why she did just come back from finding no furniture.
Yes. Will's here, and he has this weird Irish guy here as well.
Yeah, it's a bit confusing for her. Basically she's arguing like, look, they didn't adhere to the cease and desist order, and Will and Damien have the CEO of Scadit there saying, no, yeah, we did. And they're like, oh, do you want us to take the thread down again? And made the CEO basically press a button that deleted it. And then another one would pop up and another one would pop up. And Alicia like is arguing, and like she notices the pin on Damien, and she is like taken out of the game. She's like, what?
I mean, it's exactly what Damien wanted to happen, right? Like, wear the pin. She's gonna be freaked out. Gonna take her off her game. And like, I really looking at Alicia like, what, girl, are you okay? Like, Will's looking at her, Cary's looking at her, like, are you okay? Like,
Cary's so like taken aback by this that he starts saying Scadit. Like he's not on his game, but he's basically saying, hey, I think we should be able to ask Scadit to tell the moderators to like not put up with any posts vilifying Saeed.
Well, yeah, because they talk to the judges. They're talking to Dad. Like, Dad, you know when you said last time they couldn't touch my boombox, that you meant to say they can never touch my boombox again. Not just that time, but every time from now on, they can't touch my boombox anymore. And Dad's like, listen, other son, you knew when I said don't touch the boombox meant all the time, but I guess technically I only said it for this one. So.
Well, like I think that's the difference between a cease and desist order and a restraining order. Like a cease and desist is like, stop doing this thing you are presently doing.
They're like, but Judge, you knew what we meant. Like, you know, when we said that thread, it would be every other thread after that. Come on, Judge, be cool, Dad.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, he's like, this is it. This is gonna be our lives.
Send LG to his room, Dad. Come on.
Do you think, like, I don't know, given what we know about Judge Kluger, not Kruger, like Freddy Kluger, that he was like, I'm just happy to have Alicia come back to my courtroom anytime for this Wack-a-Mole situation. Anywho, so this is kind of where we're at. It's not looking like at this point, I would say Florrick Agos is behind and LG is ahead. But Alicia's like, did you take that pin off of my desk? I loved it on my desk. First time we've ever seen it, but sure. It's like, I don't know. It's like, is this what it's coming to? High school pranks? And Will, as usual, is like, I have no idea.
I don't know.
I really don't know what he's talking about.
But you know, inside he's like, yes, good job, Damien. This is what I hired you for, to be the maverick and do crazy, funny pranks like this. So like, cool, so good.
Mean. It was mean?
I love Alicia's like tells him, so you're number one mom. And he was like, I try me best. I try me best. So good.
So Diane, after hearing that David Lee has 2/3 of the partners' vote to be able to kick Damien off of the partnership, calls a meeting for this vote. And all of a sudden, David Lee's like, I like the guy. I don't think I would vote no. And Howard's like, yeah, I like him too. Like, he's really funny. That's how it is. And he brought us the Scabbit business. This is great. Diana's like, at this point, I think, like, if I were her, I would be like, men. These
exactly
men. Like, what the heck? I need to talk to Kalinda and have her look into it, because these yahoos don't know what they're doing.
It's really kind of turned to that, because both David and Howard are like, I like the cut of his jib. Like, he's a real alpha. He's an alpha guy. He stormed into the enemy. Yeah, he stormed to the enemy camp and stole their stuff. That's a dude right there. That's the man right there. And because I feel like Howard got included in the raid. So he's like,
of course.
Like, I like the guy. He treats me well. It's all good.
He's funny.
He's funny. He's a funny guy. And David, it feels like this is something that David would have done if David had more like cojones, right?
Well, so if he didn't have as much to risk. Like, I think young David Lee would have done this, but David Lee, with all of his clients and all of his partnership and money and stuff, can't do this anymore.
Yeah, he would think too much about the ramifications, but this is stuff that he wants to do. So the fact that Damien is going out there and doing this type of like underhanded stuff, freaking loves it. He's like, yeah, let him stay. Let him stay. Why not?
Ugh. Cary and Alicia sit down in their offices on a card table and folding chairs. And Alicia's like, why are they doing this? Why are they representing Lockhart Gardner? And Cary's like, they want to hear us arguing against free speech in court so they could tell Chum Hum, look, these guys don't believe in free speech anymore, or arguing against free speech, and steal the business back. That's his reason.
It's like, yes, but also it's because it's Alicia. Like,
yes, exactly.
If he said it to Will, he'd be like, oh, yeah, that's a good reason to show Chum Hum you don't like internet freedom, I guess. But mainly it's because it's against you.
I'm sure Will would be like, yeah,
that's it. That's totally why I did this, for sure. Not just because it's Alicia. Just that's Cary. He hit it on the head right there.
He's so smart.
That's the whole reason I did this. Yep.
While they're having this conversation, Saeed walks in. He's like, look, I was fired. They're saying all this stuff about me. They're saying I went to a training camp, did all this stuff. And this gets Florrick Agos to be like, okay, now we have damages because you got fired. You lost income. We can go sue for defamation. So they go to court and they sue for $8 million. And Willow's like, $8 million. You're insane. They argue, LG argues that the company is not responsible for the action of their users. So why is this even a thing? Alicia's arguing, well, some of the users could also be employees. So, why don't we got to hold them accountable for something? And at this point, I think Judge Kluger is even like, this is a very weird argument. But Alicia's like, we have a witness. So let's put him on the stand.
Yeah, because I think defamation is like backed up by the fact that, like, if someone from the company, posts false information about this, about Saeed, the company is held liable.
Yes,
so this is like,
there's a liability thing in question now.
Yeah, so we're gonna see if we can prove that someone that posted this is an employee of Scabbit, so that we can be like, yep, see right there, that's defamation. But the way Alicia gets there is like, it's a journey.
It is kind of a journey. I am going to have to look this up. I wonder if it's called Scabbit. Did Reddit ever? Yeah, no, I know. But that got me thinking, if like Reddit ever protested and people, or Reddit like crossed a line, like a Scabbit.
Oh,
like I don't know why. Like, I'll have to look that. That's a side quest for later. But anyway, yes. So we're in court. We have a witness. They bring in Lotion My Feet, aka Mr. Feet.
And I love they call him Mr. Feet.
This guy is like so cringy. Very, very cringy, very cringy. They read out like what he posted about Saeed and like, is that a fact? And it's like, no, that's my opinion. Oh my God, Mr. Feet. Can we please? You would not even believe what has happened. You would love social media in 2026.
This is my opinion based on zero fact.
Yeah, exactly. And so Alicia is trying to build this case of the fact that users are awarded currency that can be used in the Scabbit worlds, and therefore these are employees. This is her argument.
They are specifically awarded.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead. You say it. I'm not going to say it. You say it. You already said it.
You're the narrator. You have to say
no,
like what
you say it.
Okay, they're awarded pimp points.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I didn't even understand they were saying pimp points until I read the closed captioning. I was like, you're saying pimp points?
Which like came out of nowhere, right? Like
out of nowhere. I mean, because for Reddit, it's like you get karma, right? That's Reddit's version of pimp points, I guess.
So
like
weird.
That's funny. And I mean, it's the fact that like Alicia's like, well, this guy here is a day one user, and the Mr. Feet goes, hey Daryl, what's up? He talks to the CEO like he knows, like, hey Daryl, and Daryl's like, I don't know you, don't sup me.
Well, and he's also like, I have more influence than the
owner.
And I'm like, of course, any user like Mark Zuckerberg has any influence on any of the meta stuff? No.
Oh, and this guy is a perfect like version of the internet troll that awards themselves so much self-importance. Like it's the same people that go first on every post. And like first, he's a big first guy. Like he gives himself this level and this degree of self-importance that is also kind of given to him by the site that he uses as well. Because like the pimp points or whatever, the badges and the icons are part of what like builds these trolls up as self-important is these people that are on these sites every day and have to comment every day about everything because they get recognized by, and I love how they point out like later like, okay, like you got these badges and icons, but no one awarded this to you. This is a random triggered system that that is awarding you these points.
But let's talk about the setup here, because first of all, so Alicia's arguing that these are currency, basically, right? Like, these are things that you can use in, I would say in game, but it's not a game, but like use it in the environment, right?
Yeah.
Will goes, okay, hey, can you actually like buy things with this, or is this just like an influence-y type of thing? And Mr. Feet says, no, I can't buy anything. So Will's like, okay, this is not compensation. Then Alicia says, but in order to award points, someone has to be watching them, supervising them as they will. And this setup is so interesting because she is like on her, like she's like, yeah, supervision. And Will is like, huh, okay, but I just said that you can't buy anything, but it was supervision. And he thinks like it's like he takes the L and then he turns it around and says, but like, who actually assigns these points? Is anyone actually supervising? He kind of like baited her into the supervision argument and then turned it around to say there is no supervisor. It's just an algorithm.
Yeah, he took that L and said, I'll take this L. I'll serve you back a G. LG, baby. It was a very fascinating. I mean, this is what we are here for with the whole LG versus FA, to have these, these volleys back and forth in court. Like, oh yeah, well, he's an employee. He's like, oh yeah, he's not an employee because he just gets stupid little pimp points. She's like, but someone has to award those pimp points. He's supervisor, he's an employee. And Will goes, nope, try again. It's just a stupid algorithm. There's no person actually supervising this. Like, oh, point.
And this
LG.
Yeah, this gets like, Alicia is like speechless. Like she has nothing to say at this point. Although if these two come together, Jason, they'd be flagged.
I think they've done that several times.
I mean, like, yes.
Hopefully.
Yes. So Kalinda is sitting down with Damien and vetting him. And this guy, man.
Kalinda just can't stay away from shady, vaguely Irish people. I hope
who also hate women.
Yes, for sure. I think this guy though has a much better vibe and aura. I like this guy right now. I did not like Nick. What's his name?
Yeah, that was his name. But I do not like this guy. How do you like this guy when he says, I do not believe in women investigators? Excuse me, get the heck out of town. Do you know who you're talking to? Do you know who you're talking to?
I think compared to Nick, like Damien is awful and
like
got a
at
bad,
the bottom of the barrel, he's like a little bit of a step up. Okay.
Yeah, he's at least got like some like a little bit of swarmy charm. You know what I mean?
Well,
like,
he has 3 birthdays, so he's got to have birthdays.
He's like, how? First of all, do I believe at all that Kalinda can't find information about this guy?
Oh, yeah.
It's Kalinda. She can find whatever she can find.
Also loved how when asked by Diane earlier in the episode, what do you think of Damien? She said, not much based on first impressions. So good.
But we have to have this little tete-a-tetes to set up this whole like Damien Kalinda rivalry. So fine. I like how he just keeps stonewalling her. He's like, yeah, this birthday. And yeah, he unfortunately does say, oh, you're a woman investigator. I just don't think you're thorough enough. You know what I mean?
No, boo. And he tells the story about like how his mom died. And then his dad left. His mom died, but then his father left when he was 8, is where we leave it at this point. And I think then Kalinda says, well, have you ever been arrested? And he's like, well, why do I need to tell you? She's like, well, if you don't tell me, I'm going to find out, but I'll have no context for this. And he's like, yeah. Well, I just want you to know, like, I think I understand the law better because I've seen both sides of it. Kalinda's like, I could give a shit. Basically.
Like, cut it. I don't need to hear it. She literally says, save that for Will and Diane. Like,
yeah. Bye.
I'm just here to investigate you, okay?
Back in court, Judge keep saying Kruger in my head. Kluger rules that there is no supervision here. Like, this is a algorithm, a non-human entity that is awarding these points. And Alicia's like, okay, well, but maybe still there are some employees here. Why don't we release the names of all of the users? And Will is like, this is just a classic Mrs. Florrick play. Excuse me? What are you
what
even
does
saying?
That mean?
What? The judge is like, well, she doesn't know if anybody's an employee. This is the only way to figure out if there's an employee. So we're going to release the names. And Will's like, can I at least get a gag order? So we don't get everything out there. And the judge is like, yeah, sure. That sounds good. And Alicia ends this whole thing by going, thank you. We only want the truth. And Judge Kluger's like, you could take the win without gloating. Like, you don't need to go that far.
It really felt like this whole thing from Kluger with like the length he's going to be like, okay, yeah, sure, you can give him the names. It was really a kind of like a bias, like, I like you, Alicia, so I'm gonna let you have the names of the posters.
Yeah, it's weird.
Because it's a stretch to be like, okay, all right. Like Alicia has been playing this off the back foot the whole time. She's like, okay, all right. So right. Like they're not technically employees, but check this out. What if? But there could be, and to determine that, we need to know every name of every employee so we can cross check them with the posters.
Every user and every employee. Could you imagine?
I think mostly the users that like commented on this. I mean, because we had all the users,
that's true.
Like
that's
millions of people. So it's like, but like, check this out, Judge. Right? Like, what if? Like, we need to make sure there's no employees. So we need the actual data. Like, and the judge is like, okay, yeah, I like you, Alicia. So go ahead. I feel like if this is anyone else besides Alicia, you'd be like, no, I'm not going to give you the freaking names of all the posters. Like, what? You're going too far. Like, no. That's Alicia. He's like, okay, I like you, Alicia. Go ahead.
Kalinda does come back to Diane with some information on Damien, saying he did pass the bar. Okay, that's good. He also was arrested for a DUI when he hit a light post, but he was let go by the police because he donated $18,000 to the police memorial fund. And Diana's like, that's familiar because Howard did the exact same thing. And Kalinda's like, okay, well, I'm going to have to look into that more. And Diana's like, he's off, right? Like, he's something off? And Clinton's like, yeah. Is he dangerous? No, but he is off. So I don't know where that's leading. I think he is dangerous, given the fact that he totally pretended to be a moving company and walked in and took all of that furniture and God knows what.
That was a little bit of fun. But the fact, like, the thing is, when Diane asked Kalinda, but is he dangerous? It only made me think of the 8,000 times when Alicia asked Kalinda if her husband was dangerous. Am I in danger? Is he dangerous? She asked this like 18 times during the whole like stupid Nick saga. Is he? But am I okay? Is he dangerous? Like, okay, Alicia, how many times are you going to ask this question? That's the only thing that made me think of. But Kalinda now, like, you have now officially pissed off Kalinda by making her look dumb. Let's be like, yeah, this happened. She's like, oh, you sweet poor baby. That didn't happen. That was happening. Like, oh, okay. Now you've done it. Now you've pissed off Kalinda.
Well, and to wrap up this, she does confront him by the elevator. Doesn't get in the elevator, but by the elevator. And he's like, hey, so looks like you didn't have any student loans for law school. Like, how did you manage that? And he says, my father sold the movie theater, the only movie theater in town. And she's like, didn't your father leave when you were 8? It's like, oh yeah, my mom. And just like, listen, I am going to figure this out. And he's like, basically, come at me, bro. Like, I'm ready for this. Just don't get killed, Kalinda.
Yeah, but here's the thing. We've gone through this so many times with Kalinda. We did it with Blake. We did it with Nick, and now we're doing it with Dave.
Of the schism, the great schism.
And I'm so annoyed because it just feels like we're rehashing old Kalinda storylines, and I want something more for her. I want something more for her to do than to be once again up against another douchebag guy. I want more for her, but because of the constraints that have been placed on the character and the actress, like it's unfortunately more of the same.
Agreed. So back at Florrick Agos, they have the list of the users and the list of the employees. Robin is the only one that knows how to do Excel finding and with these two lists. So she cross checks these lists and she finds that there's this guy, Dante Pryor, who doesn't really exist, but he does have a username. Like, we can't find the person, but the username is chubbysocks52. So they go back to court and they're like, hey, we're going to call another witness. We're going to call this Dante Pryor person. And they're like, well, where is he? Well, we can't find him because he's not human. This is like, again, guys, this is 2014. Okay. This is a bot that posts things on other places around the internet to drive traffic back to Scabbit. And because Scabbit built this bot, Scabbit is responsible.
This bot is an employee of Scabbit.
Yes. So, hey. Yeah. And also I was just thinking of certain like elections and bots and things. But yeah, so at this point Will's like, I'd like to call a recess to confer with my client. He knows they got something here. Like, this is now where Florrick Agos is ahead. So much ahead that Diane and Will have to bring themselves to go to Florrick Agos' offices, which apparently are in the bad part of town, which I don't even understand because there's like not even any houses or any, like there's no. Anyway, don't believe any propaganda against Chicago. I was very like, why are you saying this about my city? Because Diane's like, at least we didn't get killed by the crack dealer. And I was like, what? Anywho.
Apparently there's no crack that gets sold in Chicago, according to Marissa.
No. I mean, no. Diane is like very reminiscent walking through these offices. She's like, doesn't this remind you of something, Will? And Will's like, nuh-uh, we were so much better.
I wanna go back into like the annals of Lockhart Gardner and fact check this. Like, is this really how y'all started? Because I feel like it's not.
We haven't seen anything other than the window maze of an office.
Yeah, I feel like it's because if I think about the history of Lockhart Gardner. Do we think at any point it was just like Stern and Lockhart, and then Gardner came on board?
Oh
Did they
yeah,
actually get the start
yeah.
here, or
Yeah.
was the start like, because they make it like they've kind of erased the Stern part of Stern Lockhart Gardner from the ethos of this show? Because I feel like, if I'm thinking of it, I always thought of it as Will kind of became name partner once Stern Lockhart was already kind of established. Like that's my like, that is my mind story of how
Your mind canon.
Yeah, Lockhart Gardner came to be. But now they're making it seem like, oh yeah, we were Lockhart and Gardner, the two best friends that anyone could ever have. We started out in a hard scrap place just like this. I was like, did you though?
Yeah, it was a little weird. You're right. There was a Stern situation, and did they break away from Stern?
Well, no, because I mean, we started the series
we
as
started
Stern
the series.
Lockhart Gardner.
Yeah.
And then
I don't
Stern
know.
got pushed out by Lockhart Gardner, and then it just became Lockhart Gardner. I mean, unless they're saying that along with Stern, they started out as a scrappy. But the way I remember it is that Diane talked about how she got to become partner, and it was because there was some sexual harassment lawsuit. So I feel like I'm questioning. I know it's good for the story to be like this, because we've heard so many times Cary say we're the new Will and Diane. Like, now for that to kind of pay off, Diane is like, this reminds me of me and you, the way we were kind of like the Cary and Alicia back in the day. It was like, were you? I'm not sure.
Well, and it also gives us an opportunity for this question where Will goes, do you miss it? And Diane says, I don't know, because you're being crazy. Like, she doesn't say that part, but like, I don't know.
I miss when you were saying, Will. That's what I miss.
Like, ask me again next week. We'll see what's going on. So they bring an offer to the table, and both Cary and Alicia are like, look, we know how you work. You've got three offers in the bag. Why don't we just cut straight to the 1.5 million that you've already got approved? Because they're like $80,000, and they're like, no, that's not gonna work. And so I think they win here, but we are interrupted by a phone call from Judge Kluger asking, don't take this the wrong way, Alicia, but would you like to go for coffee? Okay, is this a date, or is this I need a lawyer?
The way it was like framed and the way it was said was like a date. And he goes, don't take this the wrong way, but want to go for coffee, which is like, the way he said that was just like,
well, and like she goes, excuse me.
Yeah, and that's the way they end the episode.
Yeah,
it's just like that's what they leave us on. It was like, what? That was so bizarre and out of nowhere. I don't know if we're going to pick this up later down the line, or was this just meant to be some weird sign off of just to confirm to us that the judge was really kind of like leaning Alicia's way because he likes her. It was a little heavy handed if that's the case. Like, I kind of understood that throughout the case, but now I guess I try to drive the point home of like, hey, the judge was really like lenient with Florrick Agos, and the only reason they won is because Kluger has like a crush on Alicia. But I was like, that's just such a weird way to end an episode.
Well, I much rather would have loved to see like a handshake on the deal or some sort of thing, but with this weird, it's just weird. It
was very odd. I feel like I can give the official W to Florrick Agos this episode. But the way they ended that was just like, are we going to see this come up again? Are we going to ignore this? Is this going to be just like wasn't that funny?
I think it's going to come up. I think he's going to need representation in some way, only because he was like being super lenient. I really hope it is, because if it's some sexual thing, I don't think that I can handle it with the Jeffrey Tambor of it all. But like I honestly don't remember, but I think he needs like some sort of, he did something.
I mean, he was hardcore flirting in my mind.
Well, that too. We'll see.
It was just an odd way to end that, and it really felt like it was like we're on a high, and it was like, what the hell is this? It was like, what just happened here?
So that wraps up the flag of it all. when we get to the other part of our story, I have to say, I know I don't like Jackie, but I do love some Jackie and Eli. And I just want to remind everyone that this is the woman who birthed Peter Florrick. Okay? This is all I'm saying before we dive into it.
Yeah, this really was treated as the throwaway storyline of the episode, but it's so fascinating, right? Because when you think of the dynamics in play here and the history of the Jackie specifically, it's just like, wow. So we really learned a lot about, because we've never really heard anything about Peter's father until now. And to know the history of Jackie and Peter's father says so much about
everything
and the things that have happened and transpired in the show. But let's get into it.
Okay.
Let's get into it.
So Jackie's at lunch with the ladies and she's so excited. She's like, yes, being the mother of the governor, like my life is so great. Peter sends a town car, and all the ladies are like, oh. And she sees Eli walk in with a lady. This lady, his name is Rachel, and she is the next nominee for the Supreme Court. And Jason, I know you're going to tell me that this is some famous person, but I did not realize that she was like one of my core famous people from growing up.
Yes. Mary Stuart Masterson is the actress portraying Rachel. And when we were having our pre-show chat, and I was like, I know the name. I've heard the name before. And we're just like, oh my God, that's her. She is this.
Yeah, from Fried Green Tomatoes. She's Twyla. Or I mean, if you know, you know. But yes, I was so excited that was her. I did not recognize her, but it was her. So she is the replacement nominee from Diane for the Supreme Court. And Jackie walks right over and it says, hello. She's like, Eli, Jackie, or Rachel was one of the judges. She doesn't even say my husband. She says the judge's favorite clerk. And, he'd be so proud of you. And Rachel's like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. That means so much to me. And Jackie's like, Eli, can I catch you for a moment? Just real quick on the side. She cannot be a Supreme Court justice. And Eli's like, I'm sorry. This is not an event. This is not art. This is my turf and Peter's turf. And so you're just going to have to get over it. Whatever this silly little thing is, because Jackie, you're just a silly little woman. Whatever this silly thing is, you got to get over it. You need to suck it up.
Unlike the continual dance of Kalinda and some alpha bros, I will take a retread of an Eli Jackie power struggle anytime, because it's always so interesting. I feel like Jackie takes more L's. I mean, Jackie takes more wins than Eli takes. I think Eli takes a lot more L's, because we've seen this type of dynamic before, right? He's like, Jackie, this time you can't do anything about this. And Jackie's like, oh yeah, you think so? I'll show you, you little bastard.
Yeah, because it's always a question of who knows best for Peter. And Jackie,
or just Eli being like, you are his mother. You are not.
Yeah, grow up.
Let it go. Cut the apron strings. I am in charge here. No one says what happens except for me. Jackie's like, okay, I see you.
Jackie says, I see you in my son's office as I sit behind the desk at the chair as you walk in. And Eli's like, I don't know, what is this? And Jackie says, Rachel was the judge's favorite. And Eli's like, yeah, the favorite. Okay. And Eli does have empathy and compassion. At this moment, it's like, oh, I'm so sorry. This basically sucks. And Jackie's like, and that is why she cannot be Supreme Court justice. So that is what you need to tell my son. And Eli's like, but does Peter know about the favorite situation? It's like, no, I want you to tell him. And Eli's like, I'm out. I can't do this.
Well, I don't even think it was that. I don't think she wants him to tell Peter anything. I think she just wants Eli to be like,
exactly. And
Eli throws it back at her. He's like, well, do you want to tell Peter why she can't be? And she's like, no.
It's basically like someone's going to tell him, do you want me to tell him or do you want you to tell him? Because I don't think he would do this without telling him. Like you know what I think the point of the relationship that they're in right now, like he being Eli and Peter, like Eli would not go to Peter and not give this information. So he's basically saying, Jackie, if I don't think you really want me to do this, because if you want me to do this, this is how it's going to play out. And Jackie's saying, I don't think you want me to do this because you don't want me to mess up your game. And he's like, yeah, but also like, you're going to have to tell him the reason why if you're the one who goes there. And Jackie's like, okay, I'm out. Like,
I think Jackie just wanted Eli to come up with some other reason.
Yes.
That Rachel can't be the Supreme Court.
And Eli's like, I see no political reason that this can happen. So it's not going to be me, basically. And Jackie is like crying at this point. She's like, you're such, not like heavily, but she's like, very mean of you.
Then Jackie hits the Thanos. Fine, I'll do it myself.
Exactly. Yeah. So she basically stalks Rachel at the club or wherever they eat. And she's like, it's such a pity. You're going to embarrass yourself now that you have to drop out. And Rachel's like, excuse me? She's like, yeah, it's going to be pretty embarrassing. And, Rachel's like, or Jackie says, something about the confusion. She refers to this affair as confusion.
Well, that's what Rachel says. Rachel's like, is this about the confusion so many years ago? Like, no, girl, it wasn't a confusion. You F my man. That's no one's confused about that. Okay. We all know what happened. There's no confusion, which was this was 2014, but it feels like something that could be said today. Like, oh, the confusion when you're trying to like gaslight people into thinking that what you thought happened didn't really happen. It's just, you're just confused. Like, no. I know what happened. Yes.
And Jackie's like, look, you're going to drop out or I'm going to tell your husband about all of this. And this stops Rachel in her tracks because she goes, he's in the hospital and he has cancer. And Jackie's like, basically like, I don't care.
I don't give a F. And I love Jackie's like, well, you should have slept with the husband of someone with a shorter memory. It's like, damn, Jackie, get her, Jackie, hit her again, Jackie, hit her again. Like, yeah.
And then Rachel goes, you're a horrible person. And Jackie's like, I know.
I am. You damn Skippy, I am.
And Rachel's like, he already knows you wouldn't be doing anything. And
Rachel has the worst poker face on earth. She's like, how can I salvage this? So like he already knows, so there'd be no point of you telling him. So don't tell him because it wouldn't matter because he already knows. Like, okay, sure, Rachel.
And as she turns to go to lunch, Jackie says, you were never important to the judge. Dun, dun, dun. So Jackie decides to go visit Ron, Rachel's husband, in the hospital. And Ron's like, oh my God, Jackie, it's so great to see you. These are the times where you really find out who your friends are. And let me just tell you, Jason, like, again, I don't like Jackie, but in this moment, I kind of loved her because she's there. She's playing all nice. Rachel walks in. Her demeanor changes on a dime. She's like just looking at Rachel, like staring her down, and Rachel's like, oh, hi, can we go talk outside? And Jackie's like, yeah, it's been a while since we've had a time to catch up. Isn't that right?
Hell yeah. I mean this with the utmost respect, so please don't misunderstand me. Jackie is that bitch. she is the one.
Well, and that's what I want to talk about too, because there is, yes, of course, everything to talk about here in terms of the fact that Jackie was the good wife, right? Like Jackie was the good wife to the judge. But also, she is this evil. Like, not evil, but she is this determined to do this, that this is where Peter gets all of his, like, I'm going to be Petery, that all the stuff that I hate. You know what I mean? Like all of the, I don't care. I'm going to show up at the bedside of a man who has cancer and threaten this woman.
Jackie's like, I'll do it whenever. I'll do it while he's getting chemo. I'll do it while he's taking his last damn breath. I don't care. Try me. Try me. That's what Jackie, like, that's basically what Jackie said. Try me. Try me. And Rachel tried her. And Jackie's like, I'm gonna prove to you right now that I am that bitch. I will tell him right now. And then Rachel's like, oh my God. Like, she freaks the F out.
Yeah.
Let's have a talk. I wish we could have seen that talk. That's all I ask.
All we do here is later in the episode, Eli gets a phone call from Rachel where she is backing out, and very happily, Jackie is walking through the office with Art, like doing her own little thing, and Eli's like, Rachel just called. Can you believe that? And she's like, yeah, obviously her husband's sick. She just wants to devote time to her family at this point. And Eli's like, sure. And Jackie goes, well, Rachel's always done what's best for Rachel. If you excuse me, I have to get back to my art and events. Like, my little thing. Love like it. Yes, Jackie. Oh my goodness gracious. This is one Jackie episode that I would enjoy again.
And I love that this was the the C plot of the episode, but it does so much in giving Jackie even more texture and context of why it backfills so much information.
So much.
Why she expected Alicia to do what Jackie expected Alicia to do. Like,
I had to do this. The fact that you're choosing not to do this, I can't believe you're doing that. Like, it's kind of like when I get mad at my parents because my sister got to do this thing. I didn't get to do this thing. Why did you do this thing with my sister? Like, my sister got to be in band in 5th grade. I couldn't be in band in 5th grade. Do you know how much that ruined my life? That ruined my whole life.
Exactly. It's just like, this is the way we do it, Alicia. Right? You are the wife of a powerful person. This is how you act. This is how you conduct yourself. You don't leave your man. You don't have a affair on the man after he had an affair on you. You just stay the good wife. That's what Jackie's done this whole series.
Everything that Alicia has done is probably what Jackie really wanted to do in that situation. Yeah. She probably did want to leave her husband. She probably did want to have an affair with someone. She probably did want to do all of this stuff, even though society or whatever forces were keeping her in that role of the good wife. The good wife is generational trauma.
Yes, exactly. Just like everything is. But yeah, it tells so much about the Jackie character, right? And we probably could have assumed that Jackie, had to deal with something like that as well.
But I mean, like, also to flip it, Peter watched his dad have an affair. Maybe we don't know.
He didn't know.
I don't know.
That right there, like, I don't know. I'd probably not. I don't know if Peter ever finds out, or I would love to know what that would do to Peter to find that out. Like, what kind of perspective that would bring to him.
Well, I don't know. From what I know right now, he reveres his dad, like, looks at him in a good light.
I mean, we've never really heard.
But we never really hear.
Yeah.
Right? I just have to assume.
Yeah, I assume. And this is the first time I'm really hearing that, like, Peter's dad was a judge at all. I was like, oh, that's
not just a judge.
The judge, according to Jackie, the judge. And it seems like that guy is someone that would make you call him the judge instead of like Robert or whatever his name was. Like, no, I'm the judge. Like, and that's what Jackie called him too. Like, not honey, not sweetie, not dear, not Robert. Judge. Oh, well, judge.
I'm sure it was honey. It was dear. It was all of those things up until a certain point, and then it was the judge because of Jackie. The affairs and stuff, like, you know what I mean? Like,
but it seems like Jackie is maybe someone that thinks that does not impact how you feel about them, or maybe Jackie's someone that, maybe you're right. Maybe it does color their relationship after that. She is just the judge after that. I don't know. It was so interesting to get this like perspective into Jackie of like, okay, this is why you expect Alicia to do these things you expect her to do, not just because Peter is your little boy and he can do no wrong, but because you have gone through this and you, like, Jackie's something that'd be like, well, boys will be boys. He's just a man, Alicia. This is what men do. Like, it fills in so much of that.
Yes. And like before this episode, my response would be, shut up, Jackie. Now I would be like, okay. Like,
Yeah,
I see where you're coming from a little bit. I mean, the statement is not true, but I understand why you have that perspective.
Yeah.
And
So
also,
great.
can she give a death stare or what?
Yes, for sure. Love. What's the Mary Beth?
I was
Pell?
like the grandma from Dawson's Creek. Yeah, Mary Beth Pell.
Yeah. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Yeah, that was the episode. Nice little end to the episode. And again, the actual end of the episode is just like curious to see what that will lead to, if anything. I don't know. For some reason I just think it was like a weird little send off to be like, haha, see, he really liked her. He asked her to coffee.
If they gotta follow it up with something, it's gotta like it'll either come back in another like interaction with them, or there's gonna be like an actual thing that happens. They're not just gonna leave it, because at this point they don't just leave things. They being the king verse, not saying the kings particularly. It's not like they would just like leave a character on assignment and we'll never see them again, Yeah,
exactly. All right, that was the episode. Marissa, you want to tell the good folks where they can find you and what you're up to?
Yeah. You can always find me at itsmemarissag.com, where I have links to all the podcasts I'm on and the YouTube channel. We are trying to up our subscriptions over on YouTube, because if we can get there, then maybe we can monetize this a little bit, which would be great. And for us, and also for you, because it would allow us to do more things here on the Good Pod. So if you could help us out by subscribing over there, that would be fantastic. I'm also over on Whirlwind Podcast talking about Pretty Little Liars, One Previously Out of Time. And my sister and I are going through the final frontier of space by watching Star Trek The Next Generation over on the USS Sisterhood. Jason, what is perfectly matched in your world?
Good segue, Marissa. Good segue.
Thank you. Thanks. I'm a pro. Number one podcaster.
Yeah, there you go. You can catch me over on the Perfect Match podcast as me and Asia Welch talk about the show Married at First Sight. We are currently going back into the vault, talking about older seasons until a new season comes along. We are getting ready to start season 12, which is a very, very good season. I think a lot of people consider season 12 like a rebirth of the show, because it was so messy and so juicy, so good. So check that out with me and Asia over on the Perfect Match podcast exclusively right now on Patreon. So check this out there if that floats your boat. That's it for me. That's it for Marissa. Till next time, stay good.